the day the shield folded. The first sign was silence. Satellites that had spoken in constant telemetry went quiet one by one, their signals thinning into static before vanishing entirely. Engineers blamed solar interference at first. They always did. But the sun was calm. The data, when it returned, showed something far worse. Earth's magnetic field was collapsing, fast. Not weakening, not drifting, folding inward. Deep beneath the crust, the molten iron of the outer core had reorganized into a pattern no model had predicted. The geodynamo that had guarded the planet for billions of years fractured into competing currents, canceling one another out. Field lines twisted, knotted, and snapped. North and south unraveled. Within months, Earth's magnetic strength fell to less than a quarter of its normal intensity. The shield was gone. The sun touches the sky. Without the magnetic field to hold it back, the solar wind struck the atmosphere directly. Charged particles slammed into the upper air, heating it violently. The ionosphere flared and thickened. The thermosphere ballooned outward, glowing faintly even at night. Satellites that survived long enough sent back images of an atmosphere visibly bruised by radiation. The auroras became global. They spilled across the equator, bleeding green and red into the night sky over deserts and oceans alike. People gathered to watch, unaware that they were looking at the atmosphere being stripped, atom by atom. Ozone collapsed in bands. Ultraviolet radiation surged. Temperatures rose, not evenly, but in jagged patterns that confused weather systems and shattered seasons. And at the poles, the ice began to fail. The ice that had never known the sun. Polar ice had endured warmth before. It had survived interglacials, warm oceans, and long summers. It had never endured this. Without magnetic protection, high-energy solar particles penetrated deep into the polar atmosphere, dumping heat directly above the ice sheets. The effect was not gradual. It was relentless. Surface melt accelerated beyond projections. Glacial rivers formed where none had existed. Ice that had been stable for tens of thousands of years began to liquefy from above and below simultaneously. In Antarctica, the collapse was catastrophic. Radiation-heated air destabilized the polar vortex, allowing warm ocean currents to surge beneath ice shelves. The shelves shattered, not calving, but disintegrating. Without their buttressing pressure, inland glaciers surged seaward at impossible speeds. Greenland followed. Dark meltwater pooled across its surface, absorbing more solar energy, drilling through fractures, lubricating the ice from within. Entire sections of the ice sheet detached and slid into the Atlantic like continents breaking loose. Sea level rose centimeters in weeks, then meters. The ocean's answer. Water does not hesitate. As ice volumes collapsed, the oceans absorbed the planet's imbalance with ruthless efficiency. Coastal tides climbed higher each day, unmoored from lunar cycles, driven by sheer volume. Storms rode the swollen seas inland. Harbors flooded permanently. Saltwater invaded cities from below, pushing up through storm drains, subways, foundations. The first cities to fall were the quiet ones. Delta regions vanished under brown water. Island nations disappeared between satellite passes. Ports became lagoons. Evacuation orders came too late for millions who had trusted maps older than the crisis. Seawalls failed not with drama, but with surrender. New York drowned block by block as the Atlantic claimed tunnels, then streets, then entire neighborhoods. Miami vanished beneath a shallow, sunlit sea. Shanghai became an archipelago. London retreated behind emergency barriers that held for months, then failed in a single high tide. The flooding never reversed. There was no after the storm, The water stayed. Civilization unravels. The magnetic collapse shattered more than coastlines. Power grids failed under constant solar bombardment. Long-distance communication became unreliable, then impossible. Aircraft were grounded as radiation made high-altitude flight lethal. GPS died. Navigation returned to the stars, but the skies were too bright, too chaotic. Agriculture collapsed inland as well. Radiation damaged crops. Weather patterns spun into extremes. Monsoons stalled. Droughts deepened. Fires burned beneath aurora-lit skies. Governments declared emergencies that had no solution. Borders hardened, then dissolved under migration pressure as hundreds of millions fled rising seas. Inland cities swelled beyond capacity. Food rationing became permanent. History fractured into before the flip and after the water. Through it all, the sky never stopped glowing. The reversal. Years into the collapse, when coastlines were memories and the old world lay drowned, the core shifted again. Molten iron flows stabilized, competing currents aligned. Slowly, agonizingly slowly, the magnetic field reassembled itself, inverted. The magnetosphere expanded outward, pushing the sun back at last. Radiation levels fell. The auroras retreated toward the poles. The atmosphere cooled. Satellites launched into the new sky survived. The magnetic field had returned. But the damage was done. Ice sheets, once collapsed, did not regrow on human timescales. The oceans, swollen with meltwater, did not retreat. Coastlines did not re-emerge. Cities did not rise from the sea. Earth had found a new equilibrium. Humanity had not. Epilogue: The New Shore. Generations later, children learned geography from maps that would have been unrecognizable to their ancestors. Former skyscrapers lay beneath shallow seas, their upper floors visible on clear days, like coral reefs of glass and steel. The compass worked again, reliably, faithfully, its needle pointing to a north no one remembered. People still lived, still built, still wondered. They understood now that the planet was not stable by default, that protection was temporary, that Earth's greatest changes did not come with warnings loud enough to hear over confidence. The magnetic field would flip again someday, and next time, if there was a next time, humanity would remember the lesson written in drowned cities and melted ice. The shield is not permanent. The sea is patient, and the planet always finishes its processes, whether anyone is ready or not.